What is up, everybody? It is Wednesday, August 11th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in sunny and extremely hot and sticky Florida. My God, you can't even go outside for 30 seconds without looking like you jumped in the ocean. I hope that all of you are doing exceptionally well as the market continues to rise. Bitcoin, surprisingly, just chilling right at 46K, refusing to drop, not pumping yet, but consolidating. And that's giving altcoins a little bit of room to breathe. I am your father. That's how they breathe. That's how altcoins breathe, like Darth Vader. I don't know if you knew that, but that's actually a fact about altcoins. So yeah, I missed this last week. Had really crappy internet. I was in the Bahamas. That's where this glowing tan comes from. That's why I look so good. Good. Feels good. Feels good to be a bit darker, to look healthy. I used one of those like sun things. I put baby oil and olive oil on my face, and I just laid outside for hours with a metal thing, like something about Mary, just roasting. I didn't really do that because melanoma and all of that, skin cancer and things that you worry about when you're an old person like me. So what are we doing here today? Every Wednesday, Chartapalooza. I take requests from my amazing paid newsletter subscribers. You can check that out. Check that out right down in the description. Wolf Den newsletter. And I look at all the charts they request. I have a feeling that things are going to look pretty good today, which means that they'll probably all die tomorrow and make me look like an idiot. They'll make me look like an idiot. I can say, man, I don't know if it's just because I got back from vacation or what, but this week has been busy. I think it's incredible to see the media cycles and the news cycles. When things start heating up, all of a sudden, everybody starts calling for quotes. What's going on with the infrastructure bill? What's up with Ethereum, bro? Hey, Bitcoin. Give me some of that Bitcoin you got there. Yo, boy, yo, man, I got some nice Bitcoins, Ethereums right here in my jacket. Real ones. That's where we're at with altcoins right now. We're slinging altcoins once again. Scott is actually a lady in her 60s living in the 1950s. That is true. I'm not a real boomer. I'm 44, but in this world, I'm a boomer. Like I'm a boomer person in the crypto space relative to all y'all's others peoples. So we're going to take a look at these charting requests. Let's add a chart. I think we should do a really quick and dirty look at Bitcoin, just booming. Right, weekly closed above 42K. I made a video, by the way, today on the top 10 coins, really fast lightning round, Bitcoin and USDT pairs. So you can check that out. I mean, everything's looking good here. I think if it continues up, I would be looking for a retest to 42K. I really like to see that. Nobody ever likes when it drops 10%, but you want to see these key levels of resistance tested as support. That would be the 38.2 again. So something around 41.5, 42. Not sure we'll get it. Otherwise, I'd be looking for, the 50s kind of up here on the weekly. I had drawn this. Bollinger Bands got tight. We boomed up. Nothing much to see here. Let's see what else is going on. 200 MA seems to be really important to people who care about things like 200 MAs. Well, that's being flipped to support. These are the key levels, 47, 50, ultimately up here, 55, 57. It's basically all I got for Bitcoin. Not much has happened in the last 2 days, which is good for altcoins. So we're going to dig in alphabetically to all of your requests. I'm not going to take requests from the chat. I'm probably not going to be reading the chat. And I'm going to drink this lukewarm because I tried to ice it and the ice melted and it's disgusting coffee. So don't listen to it. Man, that is refreshing. That is refreshing. No, it's not. It's lukewarm coffee. It's absolutely a disgusting thing that nobody wants to taste ever. Okay, let's do ADA. Well, this ADA on the Bitcoin pair was requested. I posted this trade literally live on Monday in the live stream. Thank you. Thank you. Didn't expect it to happen in a day and a half, but there we are. That was the trade right here near the lows. That was the price. Absolutely rocketed up to the mids. I would say a lot of this has to do maybe with Charles Hoskinson saying, again, smart contracts are coming. Smart contracts are coming to Cardano, guys. Smart contracts are coming to Cardano. I have nothing against ADA Cardano. I think Charles is brilliant, but how many times can you say that something's coming and then it doesn't happen? But this was an announcement of an announcement saying that Friday he'll make an announcement about when the Alonzo hard fork will come. Hope that happens. Hope we see smart contracts. That's probably what happened here. USDT pair also, I had a trade on it. I'll just share it because why not? Is this it or is it USD? Yeah. So that's almost hit its target as well. I just shared this in the newsletter on Monday. Clear double bottom here, breakout at resistance, should ultimately hit about $2. All right. So ADA right now, I would be done with this. That's the end of the trade in my mind. I would think that if you're going to trade it now, you need to see a flip, right? So this thing's getting all up in my way, this thing. But that's the idea, right? You want to flip the EQ and head up to the top. Obviously, you should see some resistance here. There's a clear supply zone, a candle. This was the last up candle before that major drop that was ultimately the top of this entire move. So I'd either look for a drop down, consolidate here, or a flip of that level. Thank you. Good night, ADA. We love you. Thanks for all your monies. Alliance block, ALBT, USDT. Haven't been asked for this in a long time. As you can see, that was wrong over there. I don't really change the charts. I don't look at them before we start the stream. I just open a whole bunch of stuff and then we see what happens. So you can see all of my bad ideas. You can see them, all my past bad ideas. So clearly we had something like this going on, right? Downtrend. You could have called it here even, maybe something like that. So it's irrelevant. Broke out. It's done. Done and done. I would say what's jumping out of me, I haven't looked at this chart, but is actually this, right? I think we have a quite clear inverse head and shoulders after the drop. Listen, you want it to be in a downtrend. An inverse head and shoulders is only relevant in downtrend. I would say that was downtrending personally. I don't think you're going to get a retest of this, but let's figure out what the target of that pattern was, which is what's most important. From here to here is how you measure it. And then you pull that measured move. Oh, it hit its target, like exactly. Came up a couple pennies short. So actually, I'm going to call that now irrelevant. The reason that looks shorter is it's a log chart, right? Logarithmically, it hit its target. So now at this point, I think almost like that neckline, I would pull this, right? Very clear that this was where the market changed. You were ranging, like if you had pulled a range at the time, pardon my sloppiness, but you would have pulled a range like here or here, right? Here, probably. Rejected there. It lost the range, retested as resistance and came down. So now you're back up above that. This is your key level. So like if you can get an entry at 49 cents, you want that, right? Coming down, but you might not. This does look like it's a bit of a sort of bull flag forming. Let's see. If we drill in on the 4 hour, you can make an argument for something like this, I guess. Pull that back to here. Not really exactly. I don't like it. I try my ideas right in front of your guys' face, but this does look like it's likely to keep going up one way or another. Right now, I think as long as it stays above 49 cents, you're looking at a trip back to 97. That's what it should look like. Of course, this is all predicated on Bitcoin going up. Bitcoin goes down, all these USD pairs die a fiery, hellacious death. Alice. What the fuck is Alice? I'll get rid of all these. Well, maybe they're important on the daily. I don't know when I drew these. They're not even there on the daily. These lines are stupid. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to look at them. Don't show me your face. I'm tired of your face. Most 4 hour charts, the coins are now trading above the 50 and 200 MAs for people who care about that. There's a lot of people that think that's kind of what defines the trend. So what I'm doing here is I start on the right, like obviously I have this swing high, like pull that back. Is that a key level? Well, yes, it is, because that's right here. It's the break of these candles. So I think we could say, look at this. Something like that. Honestly, though, I kind of just would say, right there. Yeah. That. And more immediately that. Something like this. Just winging it, man. You draw your own lines, man. Everyone's got their own lines. This has that same inverse head and shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Massive volume coming out of it. Not huge volume on the head, so I really wouldn't count it, honestly. We had a downtrend here, probably something like this. Breakout here, launch. This volume spike is really encouraging, and you expect to see decreasing volume with consolidation. So maybe either you've already broken out of this, but I don't know, because I want to see maybe on that volume spike. But, maybe you got something like this going on. Either way, juicy. Holding support, bull flagging, look for a break of that. Then I would say you should be retesting $19, flipping that and heading up. I mean, the target of this, if it plays out. By the way, this is a bull flag, something like that. It's just an idea until it breaks out. So depending on where it breaks out, you'd be looking at a target like that, $27, something like that. That looks good. Alice, you look hot, girl. Alice looking sexy. Coming back over the comments for one quick second. Scott, many people calling this bull trap based on 2018 charts. Thoughts? I don't know. It's not 2018, so I don't care. I don't know. Maybe. What about Doge? I think I have someone requested Doge, but I have the Doge chart in the video that I made today. I had to check my YouTube settings watching your earlier video at 1.2 value. Nope, I just talk fast. Hey, I'm trying to get it done. Trying to get this done for y'all peoples. Trying to get it done. All right, let's dive back in. I am not a billionaire, sadly. Not a billionaire. I don't think you get to be a billionaire by trading. You get to be a billionaire by inventing something crazy. You can be really rich by trading and stuff, but you can be a billionaire by running a hedge fund and trading other people's money, and because you get to keep their fees. Ooh, this looks juicy, alpha. Talk dirty to me, alpha. This looks good. This looks good, right? Any descending line you would draw is broken out. These are all the same pattern here, right? This is sort of that inverse head and shoulders, but this one's just breaking out. You got to like that. That is pretty. So if this was a shoulder, I guess you could call it here or here as the breakout. I don't know, maybe there. Yeah, this should fliggity fly. No guarantees, but should see alpha at $1.60. So over 50%, about a 50% move from here. That one made me cough. Drank it bad. Yeah, this looks pretty compelling here. Pretty compelling. Rising volume here. Nice spike there. Whew. You got this resistance. You want to close above this 96 cents on the daily, maybe catch a retest of this 96 cent line, but I don't know what to tell you. This looks good. Probably got some resistance here too. When in doubt, guys, listen, you always just do this, right? If you're like, I don't know what the target is, bro, just pull some fibs, right? That is exactly almost at the 23.6 bouncing. That line is right up around the 78.6. That's it. Pull your fibs, dude. And the target of that inverse head and shoulders is right at the 50% retracement level, which is not a Fibonacci level, but still is meaningful. This chart looks great. I almost want to write that down. I'll take a note. I'm going to forget that I took the note, by the way, because that's my thing. Yeah, I've been this is my 6th time looking into my camera today for some sort of video interview or something. And I think I've got 7 tomorrow. I'm on Kyle Chass's network from Chassis from Paid. I'm doing Crypto Banter tomorrow. I'm interviewing Charles Payne from Fox. I'm interviewing Dan Held tomorrow. Gonna be busy. Alpha looks good. That's kind of buyable. Yeah, that went down. But it doesn't matter what we're looking at here. AMP USD. Nah, kind of nothing happening. I don't even like that line. Let's reanalyze this. Well, that's definitely a valid line. Let's just pull it to here. Had this song stuck in my head because when I was on a boat, we were at my friend's lake house, and he has one of those ski nautique boats with the ridiculous sound system. It's like you're basically at the club, but you're on a boat. I'm going to ignore that line. I don't like to usually do that, but it's going to give us a really weird kind of thing. So I like this one better. Where if you're wake surfing behind it or something, you feel like you're literally at a nightclub. And he's playing, I think it's Tiesto, that song. Let's get down to business. I got one more night, and a million nights just like this. Anyways, I cannot get that song out of my head for like 3 weeks now. I wake up in the morning and like, oh man, I gotta pee. Let's get down to business. I have a problem. Like songs get stuck in my head, but this one, bro, it's been stuck, super stuck. Actually, I don't even like that line because I know what story that tells. I don't think that would have been it. And kind of, I don't know. I'm going to just scrap that whole approach. We're going to draw a range down here. One more night, and a million nights just like this. Let's get down to business. Is that basically like a dude being like, I've tried to have sex with you a lot? Like, stop fronting, girl? Right? Is that what that song's about? Can somebody tell me? My virgin ears. So like, let's get down to business. Like, we've had a million nights like this and you're fronting. Just not going to do it. It's like that song from the 80s. Was it 80s? Probably the 80s. More than words. More than words. All you have to do. That was like, that sounds like this like romantic song. It's basically the dude like, I don't want to hear you talk about having sex with me anymore. I just need you to go ahead and do that. More than words is all you have to do to make you real. And you wouldn't have to say that you love me because I'd already know. You'd know. You would know. Shh. Like, you can't make songs. Like, you might not be able to make that song anymore. You certainly can't make movies like they made back then. You know what movie I revisited recently that you couldn't make right now? That was like a classic, and I watched as a little kid. Seemed harmless. That movie is Revenge of the Nerds. I think this is AMP, by the way. I think it just retested the EQ. End of the day, I think you need to like 1, 2, 3, 4 candles closed above the range. You got to get above here and go up. But I don't see much to be excited about here. Revenge of the Nerds. So that movie is basically about like raping and sexually harassing people, but nerds. Like, he fully like puts on a mask and has sex with that cheerleader, Betty or whatever her name is, in the moon bounce, like pretending that he's Stan, the football quarterback guy. You can't do that. They have a panty raid and they just watch all the naked girls on movie. Lambda, and Omega moves. Great movie, though. I mean, the joke about worms are engineering the javelin for Lamar's limp-wristed throwing style. You can't make that joke anymore. You can't make those jokes. You can't really say anything to anyone anymore. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad, no judgment, but like, everybody's being raised as a massive heaping snowflake these days. BNB looks pretty good here. We looked at it on Monday, and this was the area we were looking for a bounce. That happened. I think you got to get above this level right here. Then this EQ comes into play, not much higher above. I think these are the key levels. This would be a double bottom. So let's start there. You can't make Revenge of the Nerds now. You can't make it. Lambda, and Omega moves. Got Booger Presley on the mean guitar and a little all rap by me, Lamar. It was so good, though. And I you didn't watch that movie and all of a sudden like become a raper. You didn't become a raper because you watch that movie. You didn't go, hey, I'd be like, maybe I'm going to throw on a mask and unknowingly have sex with a girl in a moon bounce. But if you made that movie now, people would be like, it triggered it's microaggression that triggered the emotions that I felt when a man hit on me from 10 feet away with a mask on in a way that I felt was inappropriate. That's fine. That's fine. If feelings, people have a lot of feelings now, and feelings are important, but feelings. I think BNB looks pretty good, but at this point, you had the move here, and you need to get above that, right? Okay, I'm going to come over to the comments. I have no idea what's happening here. Yeah. Are you using? I'm trying to go back through your comments. A lot of you, yeah. So things were different back then. Remember Porky's? So my babysitter, when I was a little kid, I was little, 8. My brother was like 12. My babysitter was this guy, Robert. I'm not going to say his last name. He follows me on Twitter. We engage all the time. He was like a football player in the high school. And he babysit us. You know, back then you'd have like a 15-year-old babysitter for your like 8 and 12-year-old kids. And he had a VHS tape of Porky's. And that was one of the first movies that I watched. I was like 8. And my parents came home and we were watching Porky's. And I remember vividly like running into our rooms and pretending to be asleep when we were watching Porky's. People think Pepe Le Pew is pretty rapey. He's pretty rapey. You sound like Joker from Batman. You look like Joker from Batman. Okay. Let's get down. Gotta get rid of the Asian guy in a 16 Candles remake too. Long Duck Dong. The Donger. One of the greatest movie characters of all time was the Donger. Okay, guys. BQX, Bitcoin. This is Voyager, VGX. They are finally going to change the BQX chart to VGX on Bitcoin. I mean, on Binance. On Bitnance coin. You're not allowed to like say things about people. And listen, like I think people's feelings and emotions and stuff is important, but also I think you're doing people, children in particular, a disservice by protecting them from everything. You know, it's sort of like Nassim Taleb, bless his little angry, fragile heart, says in all his books, not how he asks, but how he says. You know, the example they always give, like if you don't burn all the little brush away, you have a much bigger fire when the time comes. If you don't prepare your kids and let them be, you know, exposed to small risks, then when big things happen, they don't know how to react. That's why we have an entire generation, Gen Z, I guess you call them. Don't they call them iGen, like the iPod generation, iGen? They're all soft. It's not their fault. They're just raised looking at freaking social medias and with all of us parents hovering over them. So listen, this is like what I would call the range highs for BQX here, but it's kind of weird, right? Because there's so many wicks on this chart. But either way, this looks like it's consolidating after a massive move up. So I would expect this to continue. Up. Kind of tough. This range is weird. Like I said, there's so many wicks. This is below. I mean, we could even, let's see what would happen if we just maybe draw it off here. I like this better. I really like the problem is now in this world, I think it's a problem. You might not think it's a problem, but like the way someone reacts to something is viewed as more important than the intent of the person who said it. Right? So if someone's words harm you, when I was a kid, it was sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Now, if someone's words harm you, even if their intent was like totally innocent, and they just didn't know, you're in trouble. Shouldn't be that way. People need to toughen up a little bit. Toughen up, Buttercup. Toughen up. I would say BQX, I would want to be above this. So that, and then you're heading up to here. That's what I would say for BQX, BTC. Trusty T, CHR, USDT. Let's see what we got here on the daily chart. I mean, this looks good, right? That's clear, massive breakout, retest, golden cross for those who care. Move up and consolidation. This looks like it might cup and handle, which would look something like, you know, if it did this and then went up. But also it could be a bit of a bull flag. Either way, this is clearly bullish consolidation after a move on volume through resistance. This looks really good. Yeah, people are always like, how do you deal with these trolls, man? Like, I don't know. I grew up in a world where who cares? Now people like care what you say about people. We didn't care. You got punched in the face if you said that shit because you had to say it to someone's face. You couldn't say it on the internet. If you said something to someone that they didn't like, you had to fight them outside school. Right? We all know that people who like troll behind a screen are not happy people. They're not happy people. They're sad people. Sad face emoji. Yeah, this is breaking out in my mind. Little spike in volume, not huge. If we see some increased volume, this looks pretty good. Oh, my feelings. My feelings. My feelings. And like to even put yourself out there in this world is basically the biggest risk ever because you can get canceled anytime for something you didn't even mean or do. It's a good time. It's a good time. It's a good time. Gotta get back to that generation where we carried our book bags uphill both ways in the snow, 17 miles to school in ice. And then our parents told us we had to walk back through the woods and the wolves. Just toughen us up. Every generation always thinks that the next generation is soft and had it easier, but this generation is definitely soft and it's had it easier. But I wouldn't say they had it easier, actually. It's hard in a lot of ways, but they have a lot more resources. And all right, that's it for that. Okay, I'm coming back to the chat. No idea what we're talking about. LOL, old school punch in the face, worst wonders. Yeah, I mean, if someone punches in the face, you stop talking smack, right? Explain consolidation. Consolidation just means after you see a move on volume, can be up or down, right? A spike in volume and price goes up, we'll call it in this case. Consolidation is when you see price slowly drifting down. That's how you make like a bull flag or a bull pennant. Consolidation is after a move up, price sort of drifts down, but slowly in a tight range on diminishing volume. And when you see the spike in volume again, you're supposed to be going up. Universities with safe spaces is the complete opposite of what Plato was trying to express with the first academy in Athens. Yes, so safe spaces, it's hard, right? I mean, some people feel like they need that, I guess. But like college is supposed to be literally the opposite of a safe space. That's the entire point. You're supposed to go to college and university and be challenged by new ideas that you're unfamiliar with and maybe disagree with so that you can debate them in an atmosphere. That's the safe space. You should be safe to say whatever you want to somebody and then debate it rationally. Now you're not allowed to talk about anything. Not allowed to talk about anything. In fact, if a university like even invites a speaker that like one student or 10 students decide they don't like, then the administrator gets canceled and the speaker gets canceled and there's like riots and protests. And it's stupid. It's stupid. When I was a kid, I'll tell you a story. This is data USDT, by the way, on Binance. As we're looking at this, this looks like a massive symmetrical triangle. Massive symmetrical triangle. When I was a kid, the University of Florida, where I grew up in Gainesville, brought a speaker from the Nation of Islam. His name was Khalid Abdul Muhammad, right? And he was like pretty notorious for a lot of anti-Semitism, white devil stuff. That's what he said. I'm not like making up words, right? So he was very anti-Semitic. So I was probably 13 and my parents, I was Jewish. I was raised Jewish. They took me to see him speak at the University of Florida. So there was huge protests, but nobody tried to get him canceled, right? They didn't cancel it. They just protested his words. They didn't protest him being there because they believed in freedom of speech and the right to say things. They protested what he had said. And my parents, we protested, but we went inside and we listened to his speech. That's what my parents taught me. Because sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Go listen to what he says. You can disagree with it, but hearing it is not going to kill you. And it's not dangerous. It's not dangerous. So I learned from that to, look at different viewpoints, not just cancel someone because they disagree with me. I posted a video on Twitter. I think Ted Cruz is a whack job. Don't agree with him on almost anything. I posted a video of him applauding his words yesterday because he gave great speech. I don't like the guy. Gave great speech. Credit where credit's due. Data USDT. I think this is doing nothing, guys. This is a tough one. It has flipped both MAs, if that's your thing. I'm telling you, it's just my template has MAs. When I go to my templates, the first thing is the MAs. So I click on them. But I would want to get above this level now. And really, honestly, I think decision time will come with a break of that triangle. So that's what I'd be watching. Come back to the comments again. I'm rubber, you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks to you. That's correct. That's absolutely right. Now, you can't do comedy anymore. Do you think George Carlin could exist anymore in this world? Oh my God. So anyways, what is the psychology going on behind consolidation? Well, the psychology is that the move has been made. Then obviously, like the buyers become more exhausted, but sellers aren't really jumping in heavily. So it's a moment to take a breather before the next move, pretty much. That's right. Let me see. Let me see what's next here. We got Dago. I don't even know what this is. Dago isn't Day like speaking of getting canceled. You can't say that. What is this? Nah, I don't know. This is kind of rounding up, kind of toppy. Like this looks like Bitcoin did at the top. I'm not saying it's bad necessarily, but like if you look at the Bitcoin daily, let's get a clearer version. Like, isn't that kind of what this looks like? Like exactly like that, pretty much. Wonder if it has the same bearish divergences. Let's find out. No, it's not overbought when it's doing it, but it did have all the bearish divergences there. Still happening, not there. But it was there. Big one. That seems to have played out. Now you have hidden bullish divergence, so I wouldn't worry about that. This is tough, though, because there's no really clear levels when you're looking at it sort of rounding out like this. I don't know what to make of this chart. Sort of have like, you know, like one of these things that you like see people like to draw one of these like woo thingies. I got nothing on this chart, honestly. Nothing. Clear level there. End of the day, you want to be above that because you're below resistance here. Maybe here, but I don't like how that traded below it. Here-ish. I'll give that a level, sure. Why not? You cannot make Revenge of the Nerds right now. You could not make that movie. You can't even show that movie. Can't do it. Can't do it. So many movies like that. So many movies like that. I don't know. I mean, this would have been a clear level, but you got all this price action. Definitely had an ascending wedge, right? So this is really clear. That broke. Something like this, which broke down, but it doesn't really look like a breakdown. It's not like such an aggressive. It did happen on volume. I would stay away from this for now unless you can flip 12,398. Otherwise, I got nothing on that. Sorry. It's really stupid. Doge, Bitcoin doing nothing, but Doge USDT. Doge Bitcoin might be breaking up here. Like that might be breaking this little tiny area of resistance. You can see all these candles stopped here, right? Right where this line is. We can pull that back if it makes you feel better. Something like that. So I really want to be closing above 594 there, which it may. And then you're kind of targeting 789, but it looks pretty good here. And I had posted this on Twitter. So break this target on the breakout of this would be a bull pennant if you want to see what that looks like. You know, something like that. Whatever. You get the idea. So the target's up here about 34 cents. Should find some resistance at 28, but that's a bull flag, bull pennant, excuse me, targeting up. That looks pretty good. E-gold ran away. Breakout. I've showed this one a bunch of times. We hit resistance, breakout here, flipping each of these levels. Now you're coming into resistance at 148. Flip 148, it should be clear sailing to $200. So that's what I'd be looking for now. I'd be looking to, I mean, this looks really good. So I'd be looking to either buy a dip here or buy a flip here. Flip and dip and dot. So I'd be looking at really straightforward, clear breakout of the downtrend. If you need a longer term, I guess, ascending support line, maybe something like that. That looks really good. EOS, haven't looked at this in a while. Pretty good. It's pretty nice right here. Let's pull that, maybe. Yeah, whatever it is, it's broken out, right? And now I would say that super locally on the 4 hour, this is your new support. Let's get down a bit. Oh, kill me. Do you guys get songs stuck in your head? Is that a thing? because I mean, I'm obviously like a music person, but when one gets really stuck in my head, man, it is bad, bad. It's in my dreams, sing it to my kids. And the funny thing is, like, we were changing, my friends and I were not sober on this boat for 3 days, and the song kept coming on for whatever reason, because my friend's a glutton for punishment. And we kept changing the words. Like, we were making jokes like about businesses, like, I wonder how much taxes on my business. Will you please leave a Yelp review for my business? And like for a weekend, it was like 1,000 of those. And so it's just been stuck. And now it's going to be stuck in your head. You're welcome. This looks pretty good. I'm curious if we're seeing any bear divs on any of these, because I would bet it is. See, yeah, that worries me a little bit. Like, we have one on Bitcoin too that refuses to play out, but they always eventually do. Little bear div there. Like, we had them here and it kept going up, but it would drop each time. So that's why I've been kind of thinking we might get a retracement down to like 42 to 40-ish, and that would kind of hurt some of these as well. Oh no, that's a pretty big potential bear div. It hasn't turned down yet, but it would be a pretty challenging to get RSI back above 77 here. That's that higher high there in price and this lower high in RSI. But we need to see a definitive. You had one sort of here actually, and it's pushed through it, same as Bitcoin. I don't know. A lot of things are overbought. I wouldn't be surprised to see us cool off a bit. But if you're looking for a local trade, anything above 466 should be targeting 539. Federal Reserve token pumping. Whatever you are pumping. Let's go to the daily. It's on KuCoin. I mean, this looks really good, right? Nice rounding out, heading up, absolute Chad movement, real volume after a dip. You can have resistance, I would say maybe here. Those are your targets. After that, price discovery. If you're looking for support, clearly through this area somewhere. That's it. This looks amazing. Looks like breaking out on volume, so buy the dip. That's it. So like maybe you get a retrace back to 29 cents, buy that. Heading up. That looks really good. It's a really good chart. HNT for business. Oh, kill me. That's my brain. Let me come back over the confidence for a second. Yeah, it's always the same part. It's like one line of a song over. My husband was whistling Rick Astley the other day because he found a CD of his at my mom's. Then my brother heard him whistling and cried out, "Damn it, Eric, you just Rickrolled me." Yes, you've been Rickrolled. I've been to every stream I talk about Rickroll because I can do, his kind of his voice. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around and hurt you. Yeah. You're welcome, WTF MMA. Oh my God, you could never make fast times at Ridgemont High. Nothing about that. Like overage dudes having sex with underage 15-year-old girl in the dugout. And Phoebe Cates. Woo, man. Phoebe Cates was the girl. I don't remember her character name, but that was, she was pretty much like the dream of every dude at that era. The scene where Judge Reinhold is imagining her coming out of the pool. Spicoli. I mean, you couldn't even name a character Spicoli. Jeff Spicoli. Mr. Hand, you dick. One of the greatest movies of all time. And I feel bad for kids that they will be deprived of entertainment like these movies. Because you know what? You're not going to become Jeff Spicoli because of that character. God, that movie's so good. That movie was so good. So good. So absolutely amazingly good. HNT, BTC. I believe this helium, right? They just were doing a huge round led by Andreessen Horowitz, which is big news for them. Yeah, this retraced to the 61.8 and is having a struggle at the 38.2. Perfect. It's great. It's fine. That's a pretty ugly candle, though. I would say that you're know. It's kind of ranging here, right? But this was probably the news yesterday. Now it's retracing that a bit. If you can catch it here around the 50, like this is clearly a flip, right? This blue line, if you could draw a line there. Let's do that. So I don't know if you catch that 34.76, should be flipping and heading up, but that looks like a generally pretty good trend. You just gotta be careful of this little kind of head and shoulders vibe, but I think it's fine. So maybe pull something like this. Say, hey, if it breaks below that, I ain't touching it. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, so good. I watched those movies like as a little kid, and I'm fine. I'm fine. I would say I'm actually better for it. Because in those movies, people talk to each other and flirt with girls and stuff. My God, weird science. Take a look at. I don't know if I can tell this story. First of all, you should take a quick gander at Kelly LeBrock now. She does not look the same as she did in the movie Weird Science when two lovable nerds created her on a computer and then created a massive rocket. David, it's okay. It's okay that you're here. Weird Science, great movie. So my friend, a couple years ago, 5-6 years ago in LA, was on Tinder, swiping, and he swipes, gets a match, and starts talking to this person, and it was Kelly LeBrock. And then he he went and drove 3 hours and met Kelly LeBrock. She's bigger and older. And he had a night with Kelly LeBrock, and then he was telling his friend about it, and his friend was like, I had the same experience with Kelly LeBrock last month. Crazy. I swear that's a true story. Scott, if I'm here and you're here, doesn't that make it our time? Up there, it's their time, but down here, it's our time. Superjet 650 exclamation point. Yeah. It's a real story. I found that story out on that same boat. I was told that story. Really crazy. And my friend is not not the guy you would think that would score Kelly LeBrock from Weird Science. Apparently she'll let anybody get there though. This is really tough. I would say a dip to there and then heading up. Luna, USDT. Well, I drew these and seems to be happening. That's exactly what I'd be looking for now. But yeah, I mean, this consolidated. There you go. See, went up with some volume drops, consolidation pops up. Now it's breaking above this supply zone. Ultimately, I would want to be really above 19.5, and I think then this goes for new highs. So it's really bullish. I bet it's got a bear dip, though. It's going to spoil me. It's going to spoil it. Potentially has bearish divergence, but it's not confirmed yet. That's really overbought. I don't know. I would want to see it very clearly closing above 19.5 at this point, because this is buying right into a major resistance. I don't know. Right into a major resistance. I like that it's flipping this zone, but you still have all this. I want to get above that. So I'd be looking for something like this. Otherwise, look to buy it down in here. But either way, it looks bullish. New. What happened to this? What? Things are doing good. Why do you look like this? New. Look old. Broken. Weird Science. Great movie, though. Great movie. There's that major theme about being a nerd in the 80s and coming out ahead. All those movies, all those movies were about that. So these, I hate these wicks. I hate them, but it is technically trying to finally flip this. I would want to see, just since the 50 MA is here, let's get above that. Anything above 595 technically is flipping this resistance back to support. But there's so much resistance here. Got to get above this to even care. Just don't see any reason to be trading this when there's so many coins. This is a pretty ugly chart. Maybe it has some, and look, that's all the major selling volume there when it even tried to pop above that level. Does it have Boulder? No. I don't know. I would stay. I don't know. This could go up from here. It is technically flipping this support, but I just don't like the selling into each of those wicks. QNT. Well, that went pretty good from whenever we last looked at this. I mean, this looks good for sure. Let's get down to business. One more night, yeah. Something like this. So you're waiting for a break of this. That's basically it, right? You got kind of a support here. And you've got resistance up here. But I would wait, break down here. Maybe you turn into like actually, you know what? I'm going to flip that. I'm going to put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Why is that line just hanging out there? It's sharp and nipifying yet. It's sharp and nipifying yet. I'd rather have Missy Elliott stuck in my head than that business. You know what? What I had before was better. Except for this floating in space, resistance in space. Yeah. You break support, start to look for a lower entry. If it breaks this resistance, start looking for a boom. Right now, it's just moving sideways. SNX. That's crazy chart. But it does look like the trend changed here. I don't know if the original of that song is Tiesto or like the Marshall Project, but I think Tiesto is one who kind of made it famous. Business. Talk about that song a lot. This is what you're doing here. So this is your support that you want to... Nope, it's not. This is your support that you want to hold. Yeah. I wouldn't really touch this until it's above $13.62, right above here. So you want to either buy this on a bounce off of this somewhere. It could be here, it could be right down here, but really you're looking for this. And then this is your target is right here around 25 bucks. And price won't do that. Like I just drew that, but like I said, if you're in doubt, pull some fibs, man. They'll look good. They always do. Right? You're 23.6. Pull those. But yeah, I would say that you're looking for a flip of 13 to do a double up to 25.8. That's what I'd be looking for. With this as your key support. You guys talking about anything interesting? I can't see. Do you always use log charts? Yes, I always use log charts. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, probably couldn't make the song Poison now. Oh, that's Do Me. Do me, baby. Do me, baby. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. Great song, Bell Biv DeVoe. Great song. Will Bitcoin continue upwards today? Let me see. Crystal Ball says, no, she won't date you. I have no idea because I cannot see into the future. All this hot market action, STIs, whatever you want in my head. See, that's a better song to have in your head, though. Although I think you mean whatever you like, right? You could have whatever you like. Yeah. Is that what you're talking about? Because when I chart in dark mode, you guys can't see them. That's the answer. Too Short is awesome. You should definitely play that. Life is Too Short. Boom, boom, Too Short. Blow the whistle. What's my favorite word? Biatch. Why they want to say it like short? Biatch. Blow the whistle. His favorite word is biatch. Too Short's amazing. King of Oakland. Amazing. So I did a Solana earlier in my video, but yeah, I think you want to see this break above. You had 2 fake outs, but if this breaks above, looks juicy. Looks juicy like Biggie. If you don't know, now you know. Here, that's what it is. Flipping the 38.2. There's your targets. Pretty straightforward if it breaks that line. Do not want to see it fake out. I would wait for a close above, try to catch a retest. Slap it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no, do me, baby. Do you think you can? Not as big of a hit as Poison, but equally powerful. Me. So I grew up on New Edition, so I was a huge Bell Biv DeVoe fan. Huge. Did dances to them in school and stuff. Got videos somewhere. Got videos somewhere. Let me see what we got. Yeah, I think T-Fuel's in a big ass triangle here too. So decision time will come with a break of either of these lines. This is your resistance support down here. Actually, I don't need to draw anything. Also kind of looks like a Bahamian flag, right? The triangle and then the stripes. Is that the Bahamian flag? That's Bahama flag. Yeah, looks like a Bahamian flag, right? This will now be known as the Bahamian flag pattern. Bahamian flag of the Bahamas. Why do I know that? Bought my kid a flag of the Bahamas last week when I was in the Bahamas. Alien Worlds, TLM. I have a bag of this coin to be totally transparent. Here we go. Never looked at the chart. I've never looked at the chart. Frankly, didn't even know it was on Binance. Okay, maybe let's look at that first. Do me, baby. How could you not love New Edition? Cool it down, we got to cool it down. Ooh, watch out. The weirdest thing about New Edition, though, is that the star of the group was Ralph Tresvant. High little voice, right? And then you had Bell Biv DeVoe, Michael Bivins, Ricky Bell, DeVoe, Johnny Gill, and Bobby Brown at different times. And the star of the group was Ralph Tresvant when it was them. And he's really the only one that didn't make a solo career. This is what I'd be looking for on this coin. Something right in here. Bounce up and targeting here. That's what I'd be looking for. Very straightforward. This is your support. If it breaks, start to get concerned. Bobby Brown, huge career. Bivins, Bell DeVoe, huge career. Johnny Gill, huge career. Rub you the right way, stroke. The magic in my hand when I touch. Yeah, you all know about that. Y'all know about that, right? You know about that? You have to know about that. Rub you the right way. I was a New Jack Swing kid, so I love all that music. And Ralph Tresvant, he had that one song. You need a man with sensitivity. A man like me. I think he was too soft. He was of the Gen Z, making songs about men with sensitivity, I guess. In the 80s wasn't really that thing, but he didn't really make it. And all of them either made it with a solo or group career. All of them made it. Oh, man, they were so good. Candy Girl. New Edition. They're really like them and like Menudo were the original boy bands. But like, what a boy band. Every one of those dudes became an epic Chad. So I don't know what UOS is, but this is likely, depending on how the day ends, could be the highest volume candle since like March. So I think this is good coming into resistance. I'd be looking for this and the new highs. So I think that looks great. You need a man with sensitivity. A man like me. Too soft. That would play really great with the women of 2021, though. Sensitive man. Soft. I'm sensitive. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. I'm not criticizing that. I just think like Bobby Brown was like bad boy. All these dudes were bad boys. Do me, baby. Rub you the right way. And then you got sensitivity. Just bad timing. Poor producer. Bad production. YFI surprisingly doing kind of nothing. I would wait for a break of this line. Listen, you could have called it here, but that looks like a fake out. I'm just going to put it here and say that. I think you have resistance here. Do you need a man with sensitivity? Yeah, that's pretty much the chart, right? Your support is this whole area here. So I would want to flip both these levels. So above 84,445 looks good. What's Bitcoin doing? All right, we did it. Made it through the charts. Let me see. OG Bobby Johnson. Hey, that's a newer song. What exchange app to use? I trade on Voyager, Binance US, a couple of them. Would you take profits today to hopefully buy dips tomorrow, Friday, or too soon? I mean, if you're like trading on an hourly time frame, maybe, but there's no more dangerous sentiment in trading than I'm going to sell today to buy lower tomorrow, because you know what you do? You buy Bitcoin at 55,000 in a couple weeks. New kids were after New Edition. After New Edition. Oh. Y'all can't see me doing the move with my legs, but the right stuff. That was please don't go, girl. You will ruin my whole world. I'm done with TA. This is a singing show now. Tell me you'll stay. New kids were the shit. I like the New Kids. I'm embarrassed to say I've had plenty of tapes and records, so it's not really that embarrassing. But New Kids was my first CD. That was the first CD that I owned. Embarrassingly, the first two CDs that I owned were the New Kids on the Block and name this group. Blame it on the rain that was falling. They didn't even sing their songs. Milli Vanilli, man. Milli Vanilli, dude. Milli and Vanilli. Both Milli and Vanilli. Looking through your comments here before I get out of here. Papa been smooth since days of underoos. Never lose. Never choose to. Bruise, cruise, who? Do something to us. Talk goes through us. Girls walk to us. Want to do us. Screw us. Who us? Yeah, Papa and Puff. Close like Starsky and Hutch. Stick the clutch. Yeah, I squeeze 3. Yo, cherry M3. Bang every MC easily. Take that. Haha. Oh, man, I know the words to everything. Everything. I know the words to everything. Top 3 artists currently. I don't listen to anything new, bro. Stuck in the 90s. I have not even listened to the new Nas album, as embarrassing as that is. If you want to kill your Peloton bike, turn on The Evil That Men Do from Maiden, a Real Live One album. Yeah, I know that album. It's dope. Stacks on deck, Patron on ice. Looking at what you guys... The song stuck in my head would have been gone if you hadn't have just said that, but it's business. Let's get down. Dude, Tony. Raphael Sadiq, man, what a group. Tony has done it again. Call you a friend, but you only want one ends, and I'll never see you if I had no loot. I know all the songs. Boys to Men, ABC, BBD, the East Coast Family. Never skipped a beat, nah. While cooling on South Street. Just like then, plenty of friends, and all the Philly steaks you could eat. Name me, anyone here? Name me the 2 hit songs by ABC, also known as Another Bad Creation. Go ahead, do it. That's when I found you don't play around with the funky Cole Medina. Go ahead, someone go ahead. You can name them. Yeah, 3 Times Dope was sick. Yes, Tone Loc. We got all you guys. Aisha is one of them. Aisha, you are the girl that I never had, and I want to get to know you better. We played Nintendo. Hit. Playground. Playground. And like that was like a real time in music, because ABC, they wore their clothes inside out. Right. Another Bad Creation. They wore their clothes inside out. And then Criss Cross came out with Jump. And the whole premise of Criss Cross as kids was to diss wearing a clothes inside out, because they wore their clothes backwards. Right. Everything is to the back with a little slack, because inside out is wiggity, 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 whack. Right? Aisha and the Playground. Yeah, that's right. Aisha and Playground. You guys are smart. You guys know songs. You have the internet, so I don't know if you used it. But yeah. Yeah, dude, I wore bigger clothes when I was 13 than I do now. That's a fact. That's a fact. I wear double XL Stussy t-shirts. Double XL. I was tiny. I was this little dude, and my shirts went down to like my knees and to here. And I was fucking awesome. I was awesome, and I wouldn't change a thing about it. I would not ask a single thing about it. So yeah, Z Cavaricci's never had them. Parents wouldn't buy them for me. Too many pleats, too expensive. Too expensive. Mass appeal. Going like ass with the mass appeal. Yeah. Jenkos. I never had Jenkos because I didn't rave. Didn't do the glow sticks. I didn't do that. Guys, it's 3:01. I could do this, what we're doing right now, all day, but like if you expect to gain any value out of what's left of this, no. I had parachute. My brother and I had matching parachute pants, and we had like my parents redid our crappy floors in our like childhood house from like linoleum to like better linoleum. But we took, Mom, if you're here, it was linoleum, right? And we took this big roll of linoleum, and when they'd let us, my brother and I would take it everywhere we went, and we would like wear our matching parachute pants, and we would break dance on this square of linoleum. Anywhere we could lay it down, we would just lay it down, like in public. Be like, oh, we're waiting a 15-minute wait at the restaurant. And then we would just kill it. Yeah, we would do that. MC Hammer is still the king of mustard colored balloon clothes. I mean, nobody does balloon stroke. Yeah. I mean, Beat Street and Breakin' are two classics. I like Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo a lot just because the name, but Breakin' 1 was better. Turbo and Ozone. That scene where Turbo is like breakdancing and while he's sweeping, and he's like doing this one, and then it's like he goes like this, and the broom comes off the ground and floats. Dude, so sick. It's like, how'd they do that? How do they do that? Just the special effects in the 80s just hit different. Like, you ever go back and watch horror movies from the 80s? They're so bad. So bad. So bad. I was terrified of Poltergeist, and I've watched that like a couple years ago. And like that tree that comes in is literally like a stuffed tree that, oh my God, man. Yeah, Turbo. I think it was Ozone taught. Was it Turbo or Ozone taught Michael Jackson? But yeah, one of them. West End Girls. West End Girls. I know all the songs. I was a DJ for 20 years. I know all the songs. Your Energy. Yeah. Oh, Jabot. I never had that either. My parents wouldn't buy me that. Just looking back at what you guys got, if I missed anything. 3 Times Dope. Jay, you got good taste, man. I have a 3 Times Dope CD somewhere. Freddy Krueger, so fake. So fake. So fake. So fake, man. Yeah, I think I'm Enigma. Enigma was awesome. What was the San Donwa? I'm trying to. What's My Name by Snoop is good. I mean, it's a sample. Obviously, everybody knows that sample. So, yeah, Snoop, man, that album that wore me out. I could probably, you say CJ do work. I could probably teach you how to DJ, but I don't really do it anymore. Special Ed is one of the greatest, not one of the greatest rappers, but I Got It Made is one of the greatest rap songs of all time, right? See You Later, Alligator Souffle. I Got It Made. I'm your idol, the highest title, numero uno. I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know and understand I got the gift to speak, so it's a blessing. So listen to the words I speak. Oh, man. Special ed. I know them all. I'm telling you, I know all the songs. All the songs. If you had to buy one, I don't know that if I'm remembering that Olive setup looked really good. But I'm not saying I'd buy it, but it looked really good. Fugees were one of the greatest groups of all time. Do you ever watch Sister Act 2? Lauryn Hill? Lauryn Hill's in that. Lauryn Hill is in Sister Act 2. When Jesus walked. Yeah, see, they sing that song. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. TLC, RIP Lisa Left Eye Lopez. I love TLC as a kid. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Yeah, guys, I'm out of here. Embarrassing myself at this point. Been really fun, though. It's been really fun. Enjoyed my time with you. You guys are great. I'll be live streaming again on Friday with Nebraska and Gooner. But the Gooner is going to come. It's going to come hang out. Let's all hope that Bitcoin is just a little bit higher when we wake up than when we go to sleep. Love y'all. Peace.
That's dope.